Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel for another replay analysis here today. Today we've got an analysis for Shambla, who is Champ 3. He said that this is one of his rougher games that he's submitting, even though he knows that I usually typically prefer you to send me an average skill level, an average performance game in order to, analyze a game where you're playing pretty typical of yourself. He submitted this one because he wants me to maybe point out some really bad habits that are standing out. So this is going to be a rougher game for Shambla. We're going to see what we can point out, what he could have done better, and how he could have got this win if this is a loss. Before we begin, guys, please do me a huge favor. Drop a like on the video. It helps me out so much when you do so, and I really appreciate it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I really love the support that I've been getting on the channel lately. It's been huge. Thank you so much. Check out my social links. The links are in the description, especially the Twitch link, the first link in the description. I stream every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I love seeing the new faces there whenever you guys show up from the YouTube channel. It feels really good, and it lets me know that making these YouTube videos is working and growing our community, and it's really awesome to see. And lastly, I promise, last thing, if you want to get your own replay analysis, join my Discord. The link again is in the description, and submit your replay. It's totally free, and you can submit your replay file or YouTube video of your replay to the replay analysis chat channel in my Discord. Or if you want to be like Shambla here and skip the line, you can actually subscribe on Twitch or on Patreon. That'll get you access to the sub-only replay analysis chat channel. And I do all of those submissions before I do the free ones. Without further ado, without going on any longer, let's get into the replay analysis. This is going to be fun. This is Champ 3. He should be cheating up on this kickoff while his teammate goes for boost. Nicely done. Good try. Oh, that was fancy. Hit that to the right. Good try, good try. Not the best execution on the pass, but right idea. Saw his teammate over there in wide open space. It was a good time to go for the pass there. Bumps you. Good bump by him, honestly. An annoying bump. I hate that boost, dude. That boost is so annoying. And then here in this sort of time you have, you just got your boost stolen and you're not next on the ball here. You couldn't be next on the ball even if you wanted to because you have no boost. So instead of just driving around aimlessly, not really doing anything, take this time, this little bit of time that you have to start picking up pads. Right, that whole ring of pads around the outside of the net, you should be picking those up and getting yourself ready for the next play. Instead, you're just kind of driving around aimlessly, not really doing anything. And now you've only got 12 boosts in a situation where you could probably have 36 or 48 boost, and you could be in a better position to make a play on this ball. You're just kind of not really doing anything in those couple of seconds as the play was developing, and you should have been grabbing some pads in that free time you had. All right, things are starting to get a little disgruntled here. Let's see. So look where you're positioned for this ball, right? And look at your teammate. There's nobody on the opponent's team who's really gonna go for this ball. And so this ball is pretty much just waiting for somebody to collect it. You guys get the next touch because your opponent's pretty much either just gave away possession or a 50-50 shot out this way. I didn't really pay attention to what happened. But this is pretty much just a free ball your team is going to collect. So it's between you or Wrecker who's going to go for this. And you're cutting off Wrecker here, right? He's rotating back. You're rotating back. He rotated back faster than you. He's already at the far post like he should be. You always want to rotate to the far post. And because you're not back yet, you're rotating behind him. This should be his ball to come and get. And instead, you kind of go in front of him. And you might do so because you think somebody's coming in for the shot and you don't want to concede, so you're trying to hasten the play. But one, you didn't even get the touch on the ball, and two, you cut off your teammate. So a bit of an unforced error here by you. Again, this is just somebody's got to collect this, and since Wrecker rotated back faster than you, he's now next on this play. So you want to let him go for this. Ideally, he should be catching this ball. All right, ideally here, he turns and he catches this to the corner. He moves it to the corner. You rotate behind him and you follow him up. Let's, one more time. Last time we rewind this. Okay, unable to get the block here. Kind of just a lack of experience thing here, but here, this challenge should have been better, right? You probably should have came up with a touch on this for sure. But after you don't, you go up for the pass, you go up for the outlet pass, which is good. I like that you're going out for this. But the way that, the position that Kundi or Sundi is in, he can't really pass it out to the wall. It has to roll down the corner or roll off of the corner. And bam, as soon as that happens, this is something where you have to recognize your only opportunity to really hit this ball is now, because it's going to bounce away from the ball. And with the angle you have here, it's pretty much impossible to hit the ball if you wait any longer than right here to go for it. So I'm sure this isn't the first time you're in this situation, but after it happening so many times, you'll eventually get used to the situation and you'll be able to recognize the situation sooner and faster. But if you do recognize this situation where the ball is just kind of bouncing off of the corner behind you and it's not really a pass out, you know, in front of you, you have to recognize this is your time to hit the ball. If you wait, you're not going to have an opportunity to go. So you need to either go for this ball now or you need to immediately rotate back. So you kind of just do nothing. And like I said, the ball now is in a position where you can't follow it up, but you're also not rotating back. So you're kind of just in a useless position right now. So if you're not familiar with that situation, what I just described, that's the situation you were in. And as you get exposed to it more and more, you'll be able to identify that situation sooner and make the plays that I was saying. Either go for the ball immediately off that bounce or immediately rotate out of the play. Should be a goal for you guys. Looks like it's not going to be though. Unfortunate. Teammates rotating the wrong way here. This is your analysis, but this is a common mistake. I actually just posted a short about this, rotating straight underneath the ball, rotating into the play, not rotating away from the ball. He's just rotating to the first boost that he sees, and look at, he's in your way. You can't go, because he's just in your way the whole time. Really bad habit. You always want to rotate away from the ball, rotate out of your teammate's way. Sheesh, shut up, Pinch. Yep. There's a good pass by your teammate here, right? As soon as bam, you see this, your teammate has free space on the ball. You should be assuming he's going to pass it to you on the wall that you're on right now. So you should immediately start turning up the wall and expect a pass. And then if the pass doesn't come, your teammate decides to control. Say, let's see. Say your teammate, in this position, he definitely should pass the ball up to you, which he does. But option 2 is he doesn't pass it to you. You're on the wall waiting and he catches the ball, right? He catches it on his hood here. You can still wait. You can still wait on the sidewall because there's a chance he flicks it over whoever challenges him, and then you're on the wall to receive the flick as a pass as well, right? So those are your 2 passing options. Third option is he actually just takes it down to the ground to the corner to make a play out of the corner. So if you see that that's his play, you see that he's taking it to the corner, then you would want to immediately realize, okay, I'm not getting a pass here. I'm going to rotate out. But in this position, he has the time and space to go for the pass, so you should put yourself in the position for the pass. You're kind of hesitating, not sure whether your teammate's actually going to go for the pass or not. But in this position, especially at Champ 3, you should be assuming he's going to make this pass. Very, very good pass to make here. Gotta come up with that hit. Should have been an easy clear. That's not bad. Good boost steal. There's something about this play. I need to see this from your teammate's point of view. I can't tell if this is your or your teammate's mispositioning here. That's a really tough call for sure. Really hard, because I mean, you turning in this position, this isn't a bad turn. Go up the wall here because you're there already. It's just really unfortunate timing that your teammate was kind of in the same area positioning for this next touch as you. So you're cutting the rotation here, but it's not a bad cut because you're already in the zone, you're already in the area, and the ball is either just gonna, you know, if this gets past your teammate, it's gonna come up this back wall or it's gonna go out middle. So you're covering the wall option because you're already there. Unfortunately, your teammate was just sort of already there as well. Just kind of unlucky timing, honestly. Kind of awkward with your teammate right now, but that happens from time to time, right? This situation didn't really develop for any obvious sort of mistake. You'll have times in the game where things become awkward, rotation is a little messed up, and it's sometimes unavoidable, and you got to make the most of it. That awkwardness there, it wasn't awful. Kind of just happened, and you guys dealt with it pretty well. You got the blocks you needed to get, the touches you guys needed to get, and you're okay now. Again, though, this is another time where your teammate definitely can make this pass, and you're kind of hesitant on turning for the pass, right? You can't wait for the pass to turn for the pass because then it's too late, right? If the point of passing, you have to lead your teammate in the direction they're going when you pass. And so if he's gonna pass this to you, it's gonna be back behind you, right? Let me see this fly really quick. If he's gonna pass this, it's gonna go this way, and you're all the way over here. If you wait until he passes to turn upfield, it's gonna be too late. You're not gonna be able to catch up to the ball, or you're not going to be able to catch up to the ball in a very advantageous position. You might be able to catch up to the ball after the ball is already dropping its momentum and already coming back down to the ground. But you want to ideally be meeting this ball up on the sidewall while it's still in the air, while it's still going up high, and then you can do something pretty beneficial with it. So you're just kind of hesitant in turning upfield for the pass when the pass is available. You should already be turning up the sidewall for this. Bam, you should be turning up the sidewall, recognizing that your teammate has the ability to pass this to you and that he should pass this to you. And he probably doesn't pass this to you because you're not turning up the sidewall. You should be turning up and he should be passing this up to you. So kind of just hesitant to position for a pass when the pass is available. Want to make yourself an option for a pass. And this is, again, kind of the same situation, but better this time. You're putting yourself in a position where if he's able to hit this far downfield, you can turn up the wall for it and go for it. As soon as you see the pass doesn't make it, you rotate out. So that was an example of something good to do. You were in position for the pass, and then as soon as the pass didn't come through, you rotated back. Unfortunately, just a bad challenge by your teammate, and ball just goes into the net off the 50-50. I mean, I'm not one to point out mechanical mistakes, but this is clearly something that you could have done better. You're champ 3 and you got all that space in the world. Just catch this ball in your hood, roll it up the wall, make a wall play. Or drive up to it. No need to jump here. If you don't want to make a wall play, you could have just stayed on the ground here, drove up to it and popped it off the front of your car, off of the sidewall, and followed it up off the sidewall. But for some reason you jump for that, make your setup super awkward, and yeah, just kind of a flop play there. And then this defensive positioning, really bad here, right? This defensive positioning is really bad. And I don't know if you know this, but whenever you are on defense, whenever you're sitting in the net defending, you want to be at one post facing the other post. So you should be here at the far post facing the near post, or you should be here at the near post facing the far post this way, with your ball cam on, of course, so you could see the play over here. But the point of doing that is, say he has a shot, or this 50-50 goes badly and it ricochets out this way, or even the pass, right? Or the 50-50 turns into a pass and it goes out to this guy. Either way, with you sitting where you're at, all you can save in this position is pretty much right in front of you. You've pretty much turned all that you can save into this zone right here. Because anything behind you is going to be too fast and it's going to happen too quickly for you to turn around or for you to jump back and save it. But if you're facing the opposite post, if you're at one post facing the opposite post, you can easily drive forward, jump, save anything in front of you, or just double jump and save anything right above you. So by positioning at one post facing the opposite post, you make your life on defense a lot easier, because you're not leaving any holes in the net behind you where it's going to be next to impossible to save it. Also, if you're sitting at this post, facing this post, same thing. You can save anything that comes in this area. You can turn out and go for the ball if you need to. If the ball kicks out this way, you can drive this way and challenge. If a shot comes or a 50-50 comes to this side of the net, you're facing this way. Again, you drive, jump, save the ball. So you always want to be at one post facing the opposite post on defense. And in 3v3, mainly, it's actually a really good... The general rule of thumb was always pretty much face far post, or be at far post facing near post, but the meta on defense has sort of shifted a little bit, where it's actually a lot of the time a really good idea to sit at the near post facing the far post. And the reason for that is, after this guy makes his play, the thing that has become very typical to do nowadays is after you make this touch, you drive through and you look for a demo on the defender. But if you're sitting here at the near post facing the far post, that goal post is protecting you, right? You'd be sitting right here and they can't come through and demo you. If they do, they're not going to be fast enough to demo you, because they have to stop and turn in order to demo you. Most likely they're not going to kill you, which is good. If they come in and they go for the demo and they miss you, they're now in your net. They have to go into your net in order to go for the demo, which is going to make the rotation slower on defense, and it gives you guys an opportunity to counterattack. And most of the time, because they don't see you or because they know they can't get to you and it's not worth it, they'll just drive through and probably steal your back boost or just rotate out. So it's a really good way to avoid getting demoed, sitting at the near post, hiding behind the corner, so that whoever's charging through looking for demos on their way out of their rotation can't demo you. Nice shot. Pretty awkward recovery. Recovery could have been better. I wouldn't really recommend jumping for this. Is because look at how much space Mr. Stock has to your left in order to clear this past you. You jumping for this, like, look at how much space you're not covering by jumping for this. It's really easy for him to get this past you, right? All he has to do is hit it anywhere over here, anywhere in this facility, and it's past you. So this is a really low percentage play to die for, and so you're kind of just taking yourself out of the play. What I would have recommended doing, or would have rather seen you do, is actually just drive up to this in case he tries to catch the ball and make a slow play, right? There's no way you're beating him going this way, going upwards. There's no way you can beat him. So instead, cover the option where you can beat him, which is just driving up in case he tries to slow play. You're taking away that option from him. And then your teammates behind you, because they see you're covering one option, they know they can cover the other option. So most likely, if you just do this drive challenge, stay on the ground, take away the floor from him, you probably have a teammate who's positioned behind you waiting for the wall touch, because that's his only other option really at that point. It makes the play easier to read if you're covering one option. And then if you drive challenge and you can't challenge him, or you can't hit him, or he just goes for this touch, you just drive through, steal the boost, and rotate back out. But again, remember, it's important to rotate away from the ball. So if the ball comes up this way, you want to grab the boost and rotate out this way. Nice, 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 nice. Teammate slotted that one. All right, what do we got? Good cheat. Oh my gosh. I should have had somebody challenge you way earlier. Not gonna lie. Right? You should be getting challenged right about now, honestly. Pretty fortunate that you weren't. But good control and good attempt on the flick there. That touch could have been a little better, right? Again, I think you could just... he is jumping for it. I was gonna say you could just let the ball come down to you and chip it off the front of your car past him, right? You just stay on the ground and chip it, but I think he would have intercepted that. So if you do have to go, try to hit this ball higher, right? Try to get this ball. If you do have to go in this situation, try to get the ball up here so that it comes out higher, and you have more time to possibly recover and go for it again, or your teammate in midfield can go for it. But what you want to avoid doing is hitting it like you did straight back off this wall, and then their next player can come and just get a free touch. Always want to try to make touches that don't give your opponent a free touch. Nice job going again there. That was a good first touch to set yourself up. Right? That's a good touch because it bounces off the ceiling and you can go again right after you land, which you do. So nice attempt there. Nice attempt. I mean, unfortunate, right? Unfortunate that you have two teammates right there in the corner and they can't do something to prevent this. You really expect more from your team in this situation, but this also could have been avoided by, similarly to what we talked about earlier, your defensive positioning. Your defensive positioning, you came and you drove straight into the middle of the net. That's a no. What you should have done, you should have came out this way to the far post facing the near post again. And as soon as that ball came across, you would have been able to jump up and clear it much easier. So you really expect more from your teammates in that situation. But as many things in Rocket League, there's always a way to find something that you could have done better. And in this case, that's what it was. You drive straight into the middle of the net here. Which I understand. You're probably doing so in case this ball bounces off the sidewall instead of pinching and rolling past the goal, right? You're expecting this to come this way and then bounce out middle, and that's what you're positioning for. But, you know, unfortunately, it rolls across the net. And you just kind of drew the short stick. Ideally, though, you know, in a perfect world, in a perfect world, your team should never have let this happen. And then in a less perfect world, even if you stick to proper rotation and you come this way, either one of two things. You can still beat this guy to the ball if the ball does bounce off the wall this way. Hopefully you can. But if not, you do still have a teammate who's driving this direction. And then if the ball kicks off this way, he can possibly get the block. So overall, this right here would have been the best thing to do. Sticking to that correct defensive rotation, rotating into the far post, facing the near post. And that would have given you the best possible chance to make this save. So, you know, it's a little bit unfortunate, but there were things you could have done to make that a little better, a little less likely of being a goal. And here I would have liked to see you go for a demo on CHM. It's always a good idea when you're rotating back from your opponent's half and the play's in front of you already on your end to go for a demo, especially on their last man, because a lot of the time if you get that demo on their last man, your teammates will get a hard clear and they'll have nobody back on defense because the opponents thought they had somebody behind them covering it, and then boom, he's dead. Right here, turn and demo this guy. It's a really good opportunity, and then if nothing else, that's one less person you have to worry about shooting the ball. What in tarnation? What the heck? Oh my. Think you're trying to catch that. If you weren't, you should have been. You should have been trying to catch that. I mean, this is not a great position to be in. About 40 boosts, popping the ball all the way up into the air like this, you don't really have a lot of options here. Now, in hindsight, you might have gotten dunked because this guy drove super far across the field to come challenge you. But ideally, you should be catching this and moving it towards Wrecker over there on that sidewall. And you can't really expect him to be ball chasing like this, which he definitely does, right? He dives all the way back there, he lands behind you, and then somehow is the next person to come challenge you. It would have been unfortunate if you made the correct decision to catch that. He would have dunked you most likely, but you don't want to base your gameplay around random circumstances. You want to base your gameplay around the best possible thing to do. The thing that works the most often, right? And that's it. That's it. Overall, I think the biggest takeaway was just your defensive positioning in net. Your defensive positioning in net, and then a couple of times you probably could have kept the ball closer to keep possession, or you could have just made a better touch in order to keep possession of the ball. You know, you can go back and watch where I point out how you could have played situations differently. Mainly the overarching theme there was a couple situations where you could have played it differently in order to maintain possession a little bit better, or to avoid giving away possession at the very least. And then definitely I think the biggest thing is just your defensive positioning. You were a lot of the time in the middle of the net or at near post, facing the near post. And as I highlighted, you always want to be at one post facing the opposite post. Overall, I mean, your mechanics also were a little shaky. Messed up a couple of wave dashes, kind of missed flipping a couple times. So your mechanics could be a little sharper. That'll come with time and practice. The more time you put in, the faster and better you'll get. The faster you'll improve and the better you'll get. So, you know, if you're really trying to improve, maybe think about putting a little bit more time into the game. But that'll come with time. Mechanics will definitely come with time, and not messing up mechanics will come with time. Overall though, not terrible, not great. You said this was one of your worst, not worst, one of your rougher games. And if that's one of your rougher games, that's not bad, honestly. That's not bad. I would like to see a normal game from you. I think you'd actually be probably pretty good. But yeah, those are your biggest mistakes. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned something. Again, if you did especially learn something, do me that favor. Leave me the like on the video. It takes 2 seconds. It's completely free and it helps me get recommended to more people. And you can hopefully, you know, not have bad teammates on your team if you recommend this video to more people by liking the video or sharing it. And then your bad teammates learn how to not be bad and you start ranking up. So yeah, let's do that. But there you have it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.